What you guys, got another video here for you. Are budget mini PCs actually any good? This is the BEELINK EQi. This is the Wildcat Lake Core 304. It's a brand new product to the market. It's got an Intel Core 304 processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. We'll go through all the specs a little bit later on. So inside the box, you're going to get yourself your warranty and also user manual and some other information here, some pamphlets here you can see. Also, you're going to get your HDMI cable. These are color-coded with the actual mini PC as well. And we also have a UK plug, but if you're in the EU, you'll get a different type of plug for you, or in the States, you'll get a different plug if you're over there. Also, we get the mini PC itself. Let's take a closer look at the mini PC. It's made of plastic generally. At this sort of price point, this is what you can expect. But on the front, we do have a power button. We also have a power indicator. And we also have a USB-C 10 gigabits per second and 3.5 millimeter audio jack and a 3.2 10 gigabits per second USB type A port on there. On the back, we have two Thunderbolt 4 ports, which are 40 gigabits per second. They support DP, alt, and data. We also have USB 2.0 and HDMI max 4K 60 Hz and another USB 2.0 port there, a LAN port, which is a 10 gigabit Ethernet LAN port there. And we also have another LAN port, which is 2.5 gigabit Ethernet LAN port. And we have our AC power input there as well. On the bottom, we have this little mesh bit here, but it is made of plastic. You can remove the bottom screws like so, and then just pull that little tab and you'll gain access to inside the unit. Now, this is the base model. They do some other models as well, but this base model doesn't come with any memory slots. It's all soldered to the board. But it is LPDDR5 16 gigabytes of RAM. If you want the memory slot on the board, you'll need to get either the 20 gigabyte RAM model or the 32 gigabyte RAM model, which they do on this particular brand. As you can see here on the right hand side, we do have a little power adapter there. That's to power the actual unit. We've got our Wi-Fi card, which is Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.2. Now, under this heatsink here, we have dual M.2 2280 PCI Express 4.0 slots. We have two of those. The power supply is 85 watts, and that's the little black thing next to the heatsink that I'm taking off here on the right. And they support 4 terabytes per drive, which means you can have a total of 8 terabytes in these two drives here. Underneath here, we've got a nice little metal heatsink here with some thermal pads, and that's to support the NVMe drives that you're going to be putting inside here. There's two of them here. Now, it does come with UFS 3.1 storage. That's got a 512 gigabyte high-speed storage built in to this already. So that's where your operating system is. And that will run Windows 11 Pro, which comes pre-installed, and also Linux if you want it to. And this is a brand new 18A process technology called Intel Core 3 Processor 304. This has 5 cores and 5 threads. Maximum frequency is 4.3 gigahertz. That's Xe3 LPG GPU core. The GPU frequency is 2.3 gigahertz. And the architecture for this chip is Wildcat Lake. It also supports NPU AI performance of 15 tops. You also have triple display support for this particular model. And also you can use an external GPU with one of those Thunderbolt 4 slots on the back. The total mini PC weight is 500 grams, and you can see the dimensions there on the screen, which means it's pretty small and pretty lightweight. Under full load, I found it to be really quiet. There was no noise hardly coming from it at all. The sequential reads were 1918.60 and the writes were 815.75, which isn't the fastest, but it is internal and it is built into the actual board. Streaming on this device is pretty nice and smooth, as you'd expect. It can stream at 4K, but we're streaming at 1080p here. For some reason, it's locked to 1080p and not 4K. But it does stream at 4K, and I'll show you that in a second. So if you wanted to use this for a media server, you could do quite easily. And it should be plenty powerful enough for all of your Plex or Jellyfin or any of these types of platforms that you want to use as your server. Now, this sort of mini PC is going to be great for office work, education, training, or studying, or even as a home theatre or home lab. You could use it quite easily for something like that. It's not going to be an out-and-out gamer, but it can play some games from the Windows Store and some retro games that you might want to play. Let's play this Jellyfin 400 Mbps 4K Ultra HD HEVC 10-bit file. This is quite a complex file to run, and we'll see how it handles it. As you can see, it's playing straight away. It's silky smooth, no jerkiness or anything like that. And that's pretty good for a file of this caliber. Let me quickly just go along here and see how quick it restarts. You can see pretty instantly there's no lag or no stuttering hardly at all during the restart. So it's a pretty decent playback machine for these complex 4K files. And at this sort of price point, it's quite rare to see a dual Ethernet port on the back, which means you can have the link aggregation on the back there. It also has virtualization support as well if you want to use this as some sort of machine where you can do virtualization. The internal 512GB drive is plenty for an operating system, and you can use the 2 extra M.2 slots inside for storage. So this is the actual operating system right here. It comes with Windows 11 Pro, but like I said, you can install other operating systems on here as well. Just let me show you the actual specifications here on the screen. You can see it's got installed memory 16GB, and that speed is 6400 MTS. That's pretty fast for a mini PC. Yes, it's surface mounted, basically this model, but if you get the 24 gig model, it does actually give you a extra slot on there for adding more memory in. It's going to cost a bit more, but it's up to you whether you want that model with the memory slots on it. So you can see it's got Windows 11 Pro 25H2 on here as well. All the installed apps are inside here as well. Again, you can uninstall whatever you like here or debloat it if you wish. There's plenty of stuff to debloat in here if that's your thing. And this mini PC does have some performance to it. I was expecting it to be slow and sluggish, but it's not. It's quite powerful, and it will do all your usual apps like LibreOffice, Adobe Photoshop, and GIMP and programs like that if you want to use those on here. You can run Linux on here as well if you don't want Windows, and go down that route as well, and it should work perfectly fine. So if you're looking for something to replace your aging desktop and you want something a bit more modern, and you also don't want to take up too much real estate on your desk, then something like this will be ideal. For the average user, this is going to be plenty powerful enough for people that just want to surf the web, watch YouTube, do emails, and do some office work and things like that. A little bit of light gaming and some Photoshop is going to be perfectly fine for all those tasks. Let's open up CPU-Z, and you'll see here I've got HW info running on the system. You can look at the specs on the left-hand side for the CPU, and I'll also show you the temperatures. Now, the system under full load will only get to 32 decibels, and that's due to the advanced thermal design of the fan. This means it runs pretty cool, and it's not noisy at all under full load. It was running so quiet I thought the device was off until I looked at the LED light and I realised it was on. But you can see right here we're getting 34 Celsius, and that's idle, and that's pretty low for something like this. Let me restart this and quickly do a stress test of the CPU to see what sort of temps we get with this. And again, you can see it jumps right up initially, but then once it stabilizes and gets cool, it'll start cooling the device down. And you can see we're running at about 76 Celsius right now, which isn't too bad. And that's the maximum temperature we're getting right here. And it's gone up to 81, as you can see, but that will drop off and drop back down. We've got no thermal throttling, but I do notice the core package limit exceeded, and it says yes. And I can see the package ring power limit exceeded. Yes, it says there, and it's at 33%. Now, remember, we're talking a budget mini PC. We're not talking about an £800, £900 mini PC here. This is more in the budget range of mini PCs. Let me show you what the benchmark is for Geekbench 7. A single core score is 22,028 and the multi-core score was 5,667. Take a look at the GPU score for Geekbench 7 as well and see what we get there. OpenSSL score is 5,989 and that's on the new Geekbench 7. Let's take a look at some light gaming that you can do. It's not an out-and-out gaming machine, but you can play games on it. And again, these are from the Microsoft Store. Very easy to play. Nothing too complex. There's no jerkiness or stuttering here. It handles it perfectly fine. And I'm pretty sure you can play some retro games on here as well. But this mini PC is not really designed for gaming, so you can play some light games like I said, but if you're looking for something with a bit more gaming performance, then you might want to check out some of BEELINK's other more powerful mini PCs. But this sort of mini PC is really geared towards office work. It's going to be great and efficient at office productivity and just general computing use. And like I said before, if you need something with extra monitors, then this does support triple monitor display. And just for full transparency, BEELINK did send this product out for review. No one is reviewing this video before it's released, no money has changed hands, and all opinions are my own. And this little system will make a brilliant little home lab or home automation system. You can set up a bunch of different stuff on here. You can use it as a streaming device inside your home to play all your favorite movies and TV shows. Or maybe you just want to set up a little home file sharing server in your home. You can do that quite easily with this. Something like that's going to be brilliant for this little mini PC. And I've made tons of videos about all that sort of stuff with these budget mini PCs on my channel. So if you want to see videos like that, check out my channel and you'll see videos on Open Media Vault, Ubuntu server, and setting up home automation, and also loads of different things you can do with these particular mini PCs. So how much is this all going to cost? Well, the one I'm using right here is the 16GB LPDDR5, and it's the 512GB storage, and you can see right here it's at a price of $469, which isn't too bad for a mini PC. If you want something with a memory module in it, you can go for the 24GB version, but that does jump up to $629. So depending on whether you really want separate memory slot on there for some upgradability, then obviously go for the 24GB version. If you're happy with the budget version of the 16GB version, the memory will be soldered to the board. There'll be no memory slot on there, as you see in this video. And again, the risk factor of these, once they break, it's pretty much a throwaway item unless you take it to a PC repair shop and they might be able to do something with it. But other than that, it is pretty much one of those devices. And as you've seen in this video, the 16GB LPDDR5 version is a pretty decent version. It does run pretty well, and you'll be able to do everything you want it to do apart from hardcore gaming. So if you're looking for something like this on a budget, then maybe check out the BEELINK EQi Wildcat Lake Core 304. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you've got any questions, you can always drop them in the comments section and I'll do my best to answer those questions for you. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who join my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support, and I shall catch you in the next video, or I'll catch you on the Discord server for a chat. Bye for now.